All right, so my name's Anthony. I had a idea a little bit ago. Well, let me start a couple more minutes before that. I wrote a book way back in like '05. I think I finished it. But just recently, this past few months even, I did the little self-publishing thing and printed up a couple copies and gave them out to my friends. If you want to see more about that, you can go to my website, landofbiscuits.com. But anyway, musically, what I was thinking about doing is having a project where I write a soundtrack to the novel that I wrote. And being I thought that this was somewhat of a silly and clever idea, I thought I'd also document a little bit of it. And this is going to be an attempt at writing the song to the first chapter of the book. So, if you want to see somebody doing their workflow, then this is a video type thing for you. If you're looking for tips and tricks, you might find a couple nuggets in here, but I don't promise anything. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep the video down to about 20 minutes, and I'm going to do this the least talented way I possibly can. I personally have very little performance musicianship. I guess that would be how you would say that. I started out playing bass guitar. I went to guitar and tried to do rock bands, and I never actually became proficient at an instrument. I suck at playing instruments, but I do love music, and I do love designing music. So, without further ado, we're going to make this as if I had no talent whatsoever. And in doing that, there are websites out there where you can find chord progression generators for the immensely lazy amongst us. I'm going to be that person today because the first chapter of the book is, well, actually it's more of an introduction. It's not really a chapter. What it is a description of the home that the family that the book is about lives in. And it's a very sunny, very warm, very happy kind of place. So what I thought I'd do, since most of my music tends to be very minor and sad, I need help. So what I have here is a website that will generate chord progressions for you if you have no idea what you want. And we're going to pretend like we don't. We just know we have the feeling that we want. Cliche 2. This is not wonderfully descriptive, but let's try. No, that's going to be too sad. We want something happy. Energetic isn't the right word. I want something warm and happy, but it doesn't need to be like fast or anything. We'll try it, and we're going to do this in C major. That way I know I can hit all the white keys and keep everything in key. All right, so it suggests for us C, E minor, F, and A minor. All right, so let's go back over to Reason real quick and pop open a instrument. I'm going to snatch a piano sound out of the propeller head refill for pianos. And I like the upright sound. And let's do that. All right. And there it is. So we should have sound going. Really hope this video is recording. C, E minor, F, and A minor. That would be C, E, F, and then, I don't know, that's pretty sad sounding. What else did it suggest? A minor, C, D minor, F. Alright, A minor, C, D minor. I like that a lot better. Let's go with that. And, yeah, so I want it to be a little slower. I'm going to change the tempo down to 105. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer these chords out. That was A minor, C, D minor, F. Okay. So here we go. Alright, so now I've got the notes that I want into the machine. Oops, that's an errant little joker right there. We don't need him. Let's get rid of him. And let's tidy up my inability to stay on beat. And actually, I want that to be a little stronger. So, again, go away. Click track. Alright, so yeah, that's very powerful, very uplifting, very ascending. That's what we wanted, something very ascending. And I'm just going to duplicate that out for 2 full bars. And as boring as that is, let's go ahead and rename our track to piano. Good. The other thing I wanted to do with this, I wanted for this particular song at least, very non-synthesized sound. So I'm going to be using a lot more samples of acoustic instruments. And then what I'm going to do with those is add the electronics onto those to give it more of an electronic atmosphere. That's the thought, at least. All right, so the other thing I know I want is a violin. And I've got the Miroslav pack, and my wife bought that for me for a birthday present a few years back, and I thank her immensely. Bow Control Violin 1, very handy because it's a very dynamic sound. But again, we're being lazy. I am being lazy, and I do not want to actually think or perform anything because I suck. Alright, so monophonic arpeggiator will take the notes that you give it and generate melodies or arpeggios based off of those notes. So, let's see, highest note is C3, lowest note is too low. Where does violin start? It starts at whatever that is, G1, G2. So I'm going to take all of these notes and make them an octave higher. Like I said, very mathematical approach to this. And there you go. Alright, so now everything should be performable. Yep. Alright, so we'll delete this thing and just duplicate that and join them together. And what I am going to do is add in just a couple extra, whoops, here, I'm going to take you and add in a couple extra notes is what I was trying to say. All right. Great. Yeah, let's do that too. I'm going to make all these things butt up against each other. And just with the normal settings, the way when you start it off, this is what it'll sound like. What happened to my piano? That's weird. What happened to the piano sound? Solo? That is odd. What happened? Now, why in the world? Alright, you go back to normal. I know what it is. I've got this little panorama thing, and I have no idea how to work it. And sometimes the little automatic fader thing will adjust my mixer channels for me when I don't want it to. Alright. So yeah, let's see the two together. Oops, no, that's because you muted it. Let's go. Alright, that's going to be too fast, so we'll drop it down to eighth notes. We'll tie them together. Alright, so... okay, so that's that. But I'm not going to want it to be that bland. So Let's take what we got and run it to the track arpeggio notes to track. There they are, lovely as they can be. What color is this? I think it's orange. Yeah, it's orange now. Oh, that's another problem that I have. I am a little bit on the color blind side, so things have to be made up as I go along when it comes to colors. Alright, so I want something a little bit more rhythmically neat. I'm going to drop out some notes at the end of this joker. Just whoops. Actually, I'm going to get rid of you guys too. To see if I can generate a little bit more rhythmic beat. Actually, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's try it like that. Oops, gotta turn the thing off. Actually, you can be deleted. Goodbye. Alright, let's bring this note out. Alright, yeah, for being what it is, I'm okay with it so far. More instruments is what we want. More depth. Come on. Alright, that's a violin and a piano bit. What else do we want? How about a cello? Now I'm going to do this one differently. Just going to bring our piano notes down again, join clips, and I'm going to do the opposite with these, I think. Yeah, I want it to be kind of low sounds. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to drop them by an octave. Like that. And again, I'm going to get them to join to each other. I'm okay with that, but not with the piano doing the same exact thing. I'm going to make these into a melody instrument too. So I'm going to give it kind of an up and down deal. If you see what I'm doing here. Just trimming the notes to a half bar and just going up and down to whatever the next step is in the chord following. So this one I'm still ascending, so I'm going to take this note, then come back down to this joker. Now, I have a decision to make here. You'll see that, well, I guess this is 1, 2, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So I guess that's 4. When I'm building a melody, I like to keep the notes together as much as possible. So let's see, how much time do I have left in this 20 minutes? 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Okay, so when you start talking about 4 semitones, you're getting to a bigger jump. So I can cheat and go back up, which is a shorter jump, or I can stay where I'm at. And I think what I'm going to do is to break the cycle of the instrument, because it's just kind of been doing this up and down thing. I'm going to go up, halfway down, and then back up. Oops. I feel like I'm missing something there. There he is. Alright, so this guy is going to stay in there, but become my back half of that bar. Get rid of him, come back up to this guy, And now I'm back to a 4. Really didn't want to have that kind of a jump. We'll try it and see what it sounds like. Hey, you know what? No, we won't. We'll take him and do that. Ooh, let's step down all the way. Like so. And now, what do we do with you? Up. Alright, so I've built a melody here for my cello. And hopefully it doesn't suck too much. Ready, go. Want the beats, one beats to be stronger than they are. Okay, I really like this down thing here. And I want to repeat it, so I'm going to, or repeat the rhythm rather. Like that. Okay, so mostly happy with that. I want to make it longer now, so I'm going to repeat myself, just like so. Alright, so now we have 16 bars with a cello and a violin. Let's go ahead and do some setup here. Get rid of you. Oh wait, you're a cello. And let's, you know what, I'm going to put all my strings to the same color just to help myself out a little bit. Alright, that's orange. You need to be orange. I know you're here somewhere. Copy, where the heck is it? Track color all the way down at the bottom. Orange. Why aren't you orange? Orange. Okay. Strings are orange. That makes sense. Now what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I want to go ahead and pan my violin all the way to the right. I'm going to duplicate that channel. So now I've got a second one. I'm going to select the bow control violin number 2. And I'm just going to offset these somehow. I think I want to emphasize these notes here. I assume you got those. Those are these little whatevers they are. How about this one being violin left? Let's put him on the left, and you are violin right. That makes sense. And I'm not going to play him all the time. I'm just going to play him on these 3 notes that pulse. Let's give some kind of change in velocity. Okay, well, he's got to do something different here, doesn't he? Alright, that's going to be too much of a jump. You know what, I think we'll just keep him playing the same 3 notes all the way through. There we go. Something like that. How about that? That's exciting. Okay. Oh, look, time's up. Okay. That's 20 minutes worth of video there. But I'm sorry, I have to at least finish this train of thought. Going to connect some more of these things here. Make it flow a little better. I hope. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this for my left channel. But I do need to make some changes. Let's see, what were my chords again? They were A, C, D, F. So this is A minor, C. Alright, so it's playing the 5th. I'm going to drop you down to the C this time. Actually, I'm going to let you walk it up. How about that? Yeah, that's better. Wait, this is D, so that would be your note right there. See, and that's what I was talking about. Let me solo this out. This is such a huge jump. Something about it just doesn't sound right when you're going from A all the way down to the previous D. You know, it just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to pick something more mild. See, that works better. Okay, so that's our first little phrase. Let's save it off. Yeah. And this is supposed to be the first song of the thing, so we'll save it over that and be happy with it. All right, thank you for joining this little video. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, send me a note. I don't know whether or not I'll document too much more of this, but well, maybe I will. You know. Thank you. We'll see you next time, or we won't. One of the two.